The mainstream media has tried their very best to convince us that, oh, the price tag for the Acolyte, the $180 million they spent, was actually justified because this series was amazing and it should be renewed for a season 2, but viewers completely disagree. Basically, nobody liked this series except for the shills in their small audience, but now we're finding out that no, it did not cost a whopping $180 million to produce. The tax documents reveal the total production costs for the Acolyte actually amounted to over $200 million. It says, as fans may remember, one of the most regularly touted memes surrounding the Acolyte was the fact that the 8 episodes, extremely boring Star Wars series, reportedly cost a whopping $180 million to produce, roughly $22.5 million per episode. They could have made 3 series that were actually half decent instead of 1 series that was complete garbage, but they didn't do that. It says, though, after hearing this number, many a viewer and critic had a good hearty laugh. That much for the power of many, the power of one. Now imagine how much deeper those laughs would have been had the public known that the series' true production budget actually was closer to $230 million. Oh my God. I thought $180 million was already insane because this series was trash. It visually was not appealing, from the sets to the costumes to the effects. The only thing that I liked were the fights. I thought the, choreography for them was absolutely fantastic. It's the only thing I can give this series. So I can't sit here and say it was an 8 out of 10, that's for sure. The writing was so bad and the acting was so bad. It was crazy. But now we're finding out that it cost them over $230 million. And they thought to themselves, people aren't going to find out about that. Surely. All right, the $180 million that they're laughing about, that's all they're gonna know. But that's not the case. This revelation was actually brought to light by a That Park Place reporter who was among the first individuals to take notice of a recent financial report filed with the UK government by the Acolyte's locally established production company, Blue Stockings Limited. Yeah, and I mean, all the costs are right here. They really thought Amandla Stenberg was going to be the next big thing for Star Wars. They really thought that. Now, of course, they had previously tried that with Daisy Ridley as Rey. They thought that she was going to be like as loved as a Princess Leia. That didn't happen. So they thought to themselves, let's try again. And Amandla Stenberg, instead of being respectful and trying to get people to watch this series, basically said, if you don't like me, don't watch it. And a lot of people didn't watch it. That's why it ultimately got canceled. And the few people who did watch it absolutely hated it. I do not trust critics ever. I do not take their score seriously. They gave it a 78%. They're allowed to like it. It just goes to show that they are completely out of touch with the people they're supposed to be reviewing these products for. But the average audience score is sitting at a measly 18%. And it's funny because there are those on social media who are saying, it was so fantastic, it deserves to be renewed. Why aren't you showing up to review it? Why are you not showing up to help raise the score? That's exactly what happened with Cowboy Bebop, the live action adaptation. It was sitting at like a 56 and then it skyrocketed to a 77% because, first of all, the people who watched it didn't even want to waste their time leaving a review for that trash. But there were people, not a lot of them, but some people who did enjoy it, so they just gave it as many stars as possible so that maybe Netflix would change their minds. And that didn't happen, thank God, because it really was trash and it did not deserve a second season. But these people aren't even showing up to try to raise the scores for the Acolyte. It's just so bad. And this is what happens when you try to appeal to a modern audience. These individuals are who Disney wanted to be their main viewers, but this group really doesn't exist. It's a fable. It's fictional. The closest group of people to a modern audience are sensitive snowflakes on social media, and they do not care about Star Wars, about Disney, about movies or TV shows or video games. So, of course, this to me just makes the situation 10 times more hilarious because no, they didn't just spend a whopping 180 million to produce this. They spent 230 million freaking dollars. So they deserve even more backlash for the pile of trash that they came up with. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.